Hey guys, welcome back to another new video. Dereck Reacts back at it again, and I hope you enjoyed Patreon week as we come to conclude a series of videos here. And this one today that we'll be looking at is Pet Shop Boys, the official audio for The Way It Used to Be. Looking forward to this. A Patreon subscriber said I should check it out, and that's what I'm gonna do. Pet Shop Boys it is. Alright guys, but before we get into the video, please take a moment, comment, like, and subscribe. I would love to hear feedback. Makes videos like these all the more possible. And also take a moment to follow me and like me both on Instagram and on Facebook. And if you're new to the channel, guys, welcome. And guys, guess what? Next week I'll be having Halloween week. Please submit your Halloween favorites to me in the community section of my page, and I'm looking forward to see what you guys got and see what you think I should react to. Looking forward to that, guys. And I also have a Patreon link down below. Be sure to check that out when you get a chance. Help support my channel. Makes recommendations like these, like the one you're about to watch, all the more possible. All right, guys. Without further ado, let's go. Oh. Bass.
I'm here. You're there.
Oh.
Come closer. Tonight I'm lonely. Come here with me.
I like that.
I want it the way it used to be.
I'm liking the way this is being kind of like composed and organized in terms of structure. I'm liking it, and it's just the beginning. It's very, very steady in tempo. Nothing too crazy with in terms of sound so far. But keyboards are coming in really strong. That bass, I'm not sure if it's generated. Must be generated bass with another keyboard arrangement. There's a lot of keyboard arrangements in this song. Prior to doing research, I found that out. But guys, this is sounding very, very different. We're talking about years and years and gaps between from what I was reacting to before from the 80s and the earlier days with this synth duo here. But Neil Tennant's voice hasn't changed much, and we're talking about 2009. So his voice is still strong after all these years, and it still has those textures of kind of like those quiet, kind of like pacing himself in a very quiet fashion, but delivering his vocals very effectively and very nicely. I've always mentioned and I've always said that his vocals tend to have kind of like a almost this very subtleness to it and very quiet and distinctive quality. But it's very, very effective, and I'm liking the pace to this so far. Very interesting.
What is left of love? Tell me who would even care? So much time has passed. I still meet you anywhere.
Oh, wow.
Water under bridge. Evening after day. What is left of love? Here that didn't drift away. I can remember days of sun. We knew our lives had just begun. We could do anything. We're fearless when we're young.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Notice the guitar. There was a guitar back there coming in through, courtesy of Nick Kohler. Very nicely. Very strong still on keyboard arrangements, and it's continuing that pace, nothing changing. But I think what's resonating here most definitely is the lyrical content. Deep stuff, guys, deep stuff. Water under the bridge still, and talking about a relationship, describing a relationship, possibly having to do with a breakup. And saying, kind of like meeting up after all this time, and it's just very interesting the way he's doing this. He's like almost telling a story, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that it's almost in a very kind of like similar fashion to what ABBA does, dressing up kind of like a very a very intimate type of, close at home type of song, in an upbeat fashion. And we're gonna hear probably more of that. But I'm just noticing that right away.
Under the moon, a dress unknown. I can remember nights in Rome. I thought that love would last, a promise set in stone. I'd survive with only memories. If I could change the way I feel.
Oh my God.
But I want more than only memories. A human touch
Yes.
to make them real. Another day, another dream. Over the bridge, an empty scene.
Love it, love it, love it. This is such a really great song that kind of like it has very intimate feeling. I don't know why. Very intimate feeling. Um, you're getting a lot of in and outs too, and a lot of synths coming in nicely to carry this one through. And I think it's very, very synthy. And I also want to mention that I'm hearing kind of like some kind of like another voice in the back. And I think that may be courtesy to Carla Maria Williams. I'm not sure if that's her there, but it sounds like almost kind of like a very kind of like a layered, kind of like almost ghostly a vocal there to give this song more height. If you notice, and I think she's coming in. I'm not sure, but it does sound like that. It's very, very subtle. You have to really pay close attention to hear it, but the synth's coming in nicely.
We'd spend the weekend lost in bed and float upstream. I don't know why we moved away, lost in the here and now we stray into a New York zone. Our promise was betrayed. I was there, caught on 10th Avenue, you elsewhere with compensated blues.
I like that.
And then I knew that I lost you.
Ooh. Ooh, I love that. I love it. Yes, 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 yes. So we're getting an instrumentation break here, guys, with just all synths and keyboard arrangements. Notice that. Notice a lot of those synths coming in nicely. I'm getting a lot of layers with synths. A lot of layers with synths. Very, very interestingly how you see this. I'm going to say also that I'm noticing that there's no true chorus to this song. If you think about it, it's almost like just like Neil Tennant is taking on a narration type of style in terms of singing, telling the story and unfolding it as he's singing. But it's very interesting because although it's not so much of a there's not so much of a catchiness to it. I'm not sure if that's because the chorus is not really prevalent. The sounds and the structure of it still make you want to hear it. And presumably that's what's going to happen if you hear it over and over again. You're going to kind of like say to yourself, oh, it's just that song. It's that song that just, that has kind of like those arrangements, and I like it. I'm not sure if that's how ABBA's song was when all said and done. I remember kind of like that structure. It almost had that. Well, if you think about it, these lyrics are very kind of like down, very, very down, very, very kind of like sad in a way. You hear him speaking and talking about this relationship. And when all said and done, from ABBA had those kind of like elements. It had those elements. So it's very interesting. But everything's kind of like in a very quiet, vocal deliverance by Neil, if you notice. There's her voice. There's her
I
voice.
still meet you anywhere. Water under bridge, evening after day.
What is left of love? I still meet you anywhere. I mean, this is unbelievable. How he's describing a situation, how this stuff happens. This stuff really happens, guys. You know, you bump into an ex, you see someone that you didn't think you were gonna see ever again, but it happens. Water under the bridge, you know. Meeting again, kind of like by chance, if you think about it, after years of breaking up, you know, having those feelings. She's coming in now, guys. Carrie Marie Williams coming in nice. The backing vocals coming in nice to give this more height. And I think this transition, paired up with the intermittent break with instrumentation, you can consider that the climax. We're already 4 minutes in, 4 minutes in, and it's there's 40 seconds left. So you can considerably say that that was the climatic point in the song. The instrumentation of synths and stuff like that. Beautiful, beautiful.
What's left of love here that didn't drift away?
Nice.
Don't give me all your love and pain. Don't sell me New York in the rain. Let's leave our promises behind.
Okay. Yeah.
Rewind and try again.
Wow.
What remains in time that didn't fade away? Sometimes I need to see the way it used to
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Unbelievable. It never faded away. The love never faded away the way it used to be. Um, let's rewind and try again. Guys, he wants to do it over. He wants a do-over. Especially after bumping into his ex and stuff like that. Very interesting, deep type of song. This must have really hit home for him when these two guys, Chris Lowe and Neil Tennant, wrote it. I'm not sure if they were the ones responsible for writing it. I have to take a look at it, but I'm pretty sure they were. But you see that it's almost like a reminiscing of their relationship that they had, and saying that we can go back and see if we can work this out in a way. He's longing for the way it used to be. The way it used to be. Very ABBA-esque, right? What do you think, guys? I want your opinion. I want your opinion. I mean, I've never heard Pet Shop Boys sing like this before. I would say kind of like this is their slowest type of song that I've reacted to in terms of lyrical content. It is upbeat in a sense, not too much, not as much as the other ones I've reacted to, but a different and a much more meaningful way, if you noticed. So you know, him telling the story in a very effective way, and bumping into this other person, and meeting again by chance, sending the narrator into bittersweet reminiscence of their past, and he's longing for the way he used to be. Ay ay ay! Imagine if by weird circumstance, not that he did this, but he's already with someone, and that happens. You know, these things happen, guys. You know, you may be with a partner, you may be with somebody, and you still kind of like miss those ties that you had. For whatever reason, you guys broke up. This time it happened. You know, your feet are gonna be dipped in hot water, obviously, because you know why go back when you have a good relationship currently now? So you have to think about those things. But great instrumentation. Great instrumentation with the keyboards. Good stuff. The guitar, courtesy of Nick Kohler. A lot of keyboard arrangements, too. A lot of keyboard arrangements. Toby Scott, Jason Resch, Karen Jones, Owen Parker, Matt Gray. And then guest vocals, you hear them in the back very nicely by Carla Marie Williams. So the structure and the composition of the song was stellar, stellar. Definitely a song that you want to hear over and over again. I'm not sure around what time, but it has its time and place. So apparently, and this is, I want to throw this out here, guys, because I don't know if you guys know this. It turned out that the female support vocalist, Karen Marie Williams, was actually second choice to guess who? Tina Turner. They originally hoped Tina Turner was going to be able to take over for this. Um, but there was a lot of tension over the mood of the proceedings and so forth and what have you. And I guess nothing ever happened. But that would have been interesting. You know, remember Tina Turner has kind of like that more raspy, deeper kind of like tone. Um, and from what I heard here, Carla Marie Williams has a much more softer, more airy type of voice. At least that's what it sounded like. Um, so yeah, that's what the song is all about. That's what the song is all about. Uh, and you hear kind of like some keyboard arrangements, of course, with the synths and strings. You know, those guitar strings in the distance coming out very nicely. Here's another lyric. Then and there, I knew that I lost you. We hear a remarkable instrumentation there coming in, and then you get the synth solo, which what I consider the instrumentational break, that kind of has those emotions that you feel Neil is going through at the time. So it's very emotional in a sense. Great stuff, great stuff. From the album, yes, guys, yes, the synth pop duo Pet Shop Boys released this on March 18th from their 2009 album Parlophone. The album was recorded throughout 2008 and was produced by Brian Higgins and production by Xenomania. Xenomania also co-wrote 3 of the tracks. Guitarist John Marr and string arranger Owen Pollitt appear as well. Good stuff, guys, good stuff. This is going to get my Dereck Reacts approved, coming at you all the way. This is a different side of Pet Shop Boys that I haven't heard of, and I'm more interested in knowing now, since it kind of has a different element to it, much more, definitely much more updated in terms of sound, and coming like futuristic vibes with those synths and keyboard arrangements. I'm loving it, guys. Great recommendation. Until next time, for more Pet Shop Boys and other videos. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more videos like these, be sure to check this one out. And also take a moment to comment, like, and smash the subscribe button to stay on all the latest reaction videos. And guys, yes, I have a Patreon link down below. Be sure to check that out. Help support the channel. Makes your voice, your recommendations all the more possible. Take care, guys. Love you guys. Peace.